By looking at our Instagrams, you'd think our life was filled with amazing adventures, luxury travel, and enough margaritas and food to feed a village. It looks like we're living the dream, right? We're working with the latest gear, collaborating with super cool brands, and crushing these awesome projects. But most of our days look like this. I use we and our because as somebody with a platform, I have some sense of influence in the world of photography and cinematography. With that comes responsibility. I can either tell you what you want to hear in an effort to get views with clickbaity titles, or I could keep it real. I choose real. The truth is, everyone today is an influencer and a guru. All it really takes is an iPhone and some decent editing skills to make yourself appear to be professional. Now, I'm not knocking anyone's hustle. I'm here to say this. Entrepreneurship has been glamorized when it's really one of the hardest things that you will ever do, especially if you're young. The world of incoming entrepreneurs is basically being told that all they need to succeed is to believe in this Instagram caption that has been perfectly curated to build trust, and of course, this product that's being sold. Maybe it's an Instagram course designed to get you 100,000 followers like you see on Facebook or Instagram. I know you see them. Now, before you get mad and smash the dislike button, I'm not saying these things don't work and that they're all scams. As a matter of fact, there are some, even as a seasoned professional, that I would love to buy. Like those photography prompt cards that are for couples, I think that would make my life easier. It's a tool, but let's be real. All you have to do right now is go on Facebook or Instagram and scroll a few seconds before you see some type of ad for something, promising you something that you may not really even need. Giving the benefit of the doubt, these things are simply at best tools. They are not a magic fix to your dream vacation in a tropical island. So what is the fix? Straight up, you need to embrace failure. This isn't a cliche statement, this is principle. If you're afraid to accept failure as part of the process, then you're never gonna learn what works for you and what doesn't. That's important because what worked for one business isn't going to work for every other business, which is why these things like workshops, presets, LUTs, guides, masterclasses are all tools at best. And yes, I say that as I sell some of those exact same things in my shop, but I am simply a tool. I am not a magic fix. I am not the photography god or end all and be all, nor do I claim or want to be. I just want to be somebody who helps people out. And the only way I can do that is by what I know. And what I know is that failure, accepting it and keeping a healthy mindset of it is what's going to take your business the farthest. We've really stigmatized failure as the worst thing ever, something that must be avoided at all cost. I believe that's where participation ribbons came in. But in doing so, we've erased an essential aspect of life. We are all humans that aren't perfect, and thus we are going to mess up. And because we aren't always going to win and be successful, the best we can do is learn from our failings and try again. It's not cliche, it's the best we can do. So what ends up happening to most photographers, cinematographers, freelancers, creatives, whatever you want to call it, is this overwhelming feeling of defeat that overcomes them when things start to get hard. This generally happens after you've created your Facebook page, your website, you've launched, your friends come out, they support you with maybe a few photo shoots or you have a few projects, but after that things kind of start to slow down. We don't really talk about that slowdown or how to handle it, but that's where that feeling of defeat comes in, and that's where you get tested as a business owner and entrepreneur. Then on top of that, all those words that you heard from maybe your parents, your teachers, or your peers about how being a freelancer is hard or how photography isn't a viable career path, all those words of doubt and even your own self-doubt start to creep in your mind and make you feel like you failed when you really haven't even scratched the surface of what it means to be a business owner. And so that fix, that Instagram class, that new set of presets, that marketing course, or that master class, that booking class, magically start to show up at your doorstep and look appealing. The cycle feeds itself, but what if we allowed that uncomfortable feeling to just happen? Accept it, to feel that fear, to feel that anxiety, and work through it. What if we even allowed failure? You see, it's not really failure until you've given up. By learning to accept setbacks, and see how I changed that word from failure to setbacks? By learning to accept that as part of the process, you now give yourself the freedom and permission to follow your creative ideas, to follow that project that you want to do, maybe to even step back from a project, step back from something you're doing, or even get a normal person job while things are getting tough, while you need to make ends meet. These things also appear as style changes, as gear changes, as buying new pieces of equipment, or taking your brand into different directions, or separating your brands like I had to. I used to have my wedding photography brand as my only brand, as my personal brand. I thought that's what I wanted to do. But as I did more and more photography, I realized that as a content creator, I wanted a separate brand. I wanted to be known as somebody who helped people, but more importantly, I wanted to be somebody who was just known as a good person. Not as a photography master, not as an influencer, but someone who generally cared. And so that was a critical business choice because that's a scary one. But if I had the fear of failure, then that fear of failure would have stopped me from ever making that choice. The point is we need to be more open about entrepreneurship, failure, and look at ways to help people instead of just selling a product. The moral of the story is, folks, where you are today is not where you will be in a year from now. Your business goals don't have to look the same as your competitions or your friend who just started a business, nor do your accomplishments have to be the same as that person who just started their business or your competition. Give yourself your own goals, give yourself your own timeline and your own freedom to grow as a human and an entrepreneur. Show up every day and keep working hard, and you may look back, whether it be a year from now, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, and you will see some sort of progress and most likely start to see a successful business. I hope you guys like this video. I really wanted to come at you guys with a different style of video. I'm trying something new, something more entertaining and something more inspirational and something a little more me, what the images that go through my mind when I think about what I talk about. If you guys did like this video, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, follow me on my social media. The links are in the description down below. And as always, follow the YouTube fam. Their links are in the description down below. Remember, folks, if you're ever feeling uninspired, unencouraged, or just want to give up in general, every day, airplanes take off against the wind. Live, love, laugh, stay inspired, and as always, stay fabulous. My name is Sydney Baker Green, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, folks.